You sit at the kitchen table, the same one where tiny hands once held spoons clumsily, where birthday candles were blown out with laughter, and where tired arms reached across for a hug after a hard day. That table holds memories. And yet, here, you are, older, wiser, and somehow invisible in your own story. It's not that you stopped loving them. You never did. You never could. But you notice it now. The way their voices harden, the way they sigh when you speak, the way your opinions, once cherished, now seem dismissed. As if with every wrinkle you've lost a little more value in their eyes. You ask yourself quietly, did I do something wrong? Am I asking for too much? Is it me? No, dear heart, it's not you. It's what the world sometimes teaches them. That age means less relevance, that parents become burdens instead of blessings, that your wisdom, hard-earned through decades of living, is now optional background noise. But here's the truth. Respect isn't about age. It's about presence, about the way someone acknowledges your soul when they look at you. And if your children have forgotten that, it's time you remembered it for them. You don't need to fight or yell or beg to be seen. You only need to rise, calmly, quietly, and with a strength they forgot you had. Because you still carry it. Every scar, every sacrifice, every silent act of love made you who you are. And you are not to be dismissed. You raised them with your own hands. You carried them through sleepless nights, worried for them, prayed for them, clapped for them, forgave them. Now it's time to care for yourself with the same compassion. If your children don't respect you right now, that doesn't mean the story is over. It means you have a new chapter to write, one where your voice is steady, your heart is healing, and your boundaries are clear. It's okay to grieve, it's okay to cry, but don't let that be where you stay. Stand, not with anger, but with wisdom. Live, not for their approval, but for your own peace. And speak, not to demand respect, but to remind the world that you still have something to say. You are not here to be forgotten. And in the next part, we'll begin the path forward. 6. Steps not just to be respected again, but to feel proud of who you are, whether or not they ever fully understand what you've given. Because the truth is, you are still worthy. Always were. Always will be. Let's begin the healing. Not with blame, not with bitterness, but with quiet strength. Here are 6 powerful ways to reclaim the respect you deserve, even when your children have forgotten how to give it. Rebuild the mirror they see you. Through sometimes, disrespect comes not from dislike, but from forgetfulness. They forget who you are, what you've done, what you've survived, and the truth is, over time, we sometimes contribute to that. We become smaller to keep the peace. We stay quiet to avoid conflict. We let their dismissiveness slide, and little by little they start to believe we don't mind, but you do. And now is the time to gently remind them. Start showing up differently. Not in anger, but in quiet confidence. Speak your thoughts clearly. Dress with care. Walk with posture. That says, I still matter. You are not just mom or dad. You are a whole human being, with a story, with opinions, with fire in your heart that hasn't gone out. And when you begin to carry yourself with dignity again, they'll begin to see it, maybe not right away, but eventually, because respect often follows presence, and your presence has power. Stop explaining yourself to people who don't listen. One of the deepest forms of disrespect is when your words fall on deaf ears. You try to explain how you feel. You try to bring peace. You try to show them your side. But all you get back is defensiveness, dismissal, silence. So now stop explaining. If they aren't willing to hear you, save your breath. Instead of repeating yourself, start setting boundaries. I'm not comfortable being spoken to that way. Let's continue this conversation when it's respectful. I love you, but I will no longer tolerate being treated like this. Say it once. Say it clearly. Then step back. It's not about being cold. It's about protecting your peace. You don't need to argue to prove your worth. You've already lived a lifetime that proves it. Lead with self-respect before you expect respect. People take their cues from how you treat yourself. If you constantly put yourself last, if you accept poor behavior, if you don't stand up for your need, they begin to think, well, this is normal, but it's not. So ask yourself, do I speak to myself with kindness or criticism? Do I let guilt keep me from saying no? Do I treat my own time, health, and energy with care? Start small, set limits, take rest, speak kindly to yourself. You are modeling something important, not just for them, but for you. And when you carry yourself with self-respect, it sends a clear message. I will no longer participate in my own disrespect. And don't try to win them back with gifts or guilt. It's tempting, isn't it? To give more, to do more, to be overly kind in hopes they'll remember how much you love them. But that's not respect. That's desperation. And it never works. Love given with expectation is not truly love. It's a plea for approval. You don't need to buy their time. You don't need to earn their attention. You already did your part, raising them, supporting them, being there, through the years. Now step back. Let the relationship breathe. Let them feel the absence of your overgiving. Sometimes that's what it takes for them to realize just how much you've been doing, and how little they've been appreciating. Focus on the one or two who do respect you. Not every child disrespects. Not every grandchild forgets. But in the pain of being mistreated by one, we often overlook the quiet love of another. Maybe there's a daughter who checks in, a grandson who listens, a niece or neighbor who treats you like gold. Don't miss the flowers while staring at the thorns. Water those relationships. Pour into those who pour back. And even if the ones closest to you haven't come around yet, there are people in your community, your circle, even strangers who can become family through connection. Respect doesn't have to come from where you expected. Sometimes it finds you where you least imagined. Reclaim your life outside of their approval. You raised your children to have their own lives. Now it's time to fully live yours. Read that again. You are allowed to enjoy your days, even if your children are distant. You are allowed to laugh deeply, travel freely, love again, try new things, even if they don't notice or care. Because your happiness was never supposed to be tethered to their moods. You deserve joy for you. Let them grow. Let them drift if they must. Let them find their own way. But you keep living. Boldly, bravely, beautifully. Because in doing so, you teach them something without saying a word. That respect begins not with them, but with how you walk in your own skin. That is the heart of it. These 6 actions aren't about control. They're about reclaiming your power, not to dominate your children, but to remind yourself of your worth. In the next section, we'll talk about how to handle the silence, the emotional pain, and how to truly let go, not in bitterness, but in peace, because healing isn't about forgetting what happened. It's about rising anyway. Healing begins when you stop holding on to the pain. It's natural to feel hurt, angry, or rejected when those you love don't show respect. But carrying that burden only weighs you down. First, allow yourself to feel without judgment. Cry if you need to. Speak your truth in a journal or a quiet space. Naming your pain is the first step to releasing it. Next, embrace forgiveness, not to forget or excuse hurtful behavior, but to free yourself from the chains of bitterness. Forgiveness is a gift you give to your own heart so you can heal and find peace. Remember, you can't force respect or love from anyone. Sometimes the hardest act of love is to let go of expectations and focus on your own well-being. Surround yourself with people who uplift you. Seek out new friendships or reconnect with old ones who honor and appreciate you. Community heals wounds. That family sometimes cannot. Finally, nurture yourself, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Engage in activities that bring joy and purpose. Your life is still full of meaning and beauty beyond any hurt. Now that you've taken steps to reclaim your respect and begun the journey of healing, it's time to look forward with hope and strength. Respect from others may not always come when or how you want it. Some wounds take longer to heal, some relationships may never fully mend, and that's okay. What truly matters is that you have rediscovered your own worth, independent of their approval. You have learned to stand tall, to protect your peace, and to nurture your soul. Life is a precious gift, and your days are still filled with opportunities for joy, connection, and meaning. You can create new memories, build fresh relationships, and find love in unexpected places. Remember, respect is not a demand. It's an energy you radiate by honoring yourself. When you do, you inspire others, not just your children but everyone around you, to recognize the dignity in themselves and in you. Your story is not defined by those who fail to see your value. It is written by your courage to keep going, your grace to forgive, and your wisdom to cherish your own heart. You are still here, still worthy, still shining. Hold on to that truth every day. If this story moved you, share it with someone you care about.